This tour's been amazing, bro. On every end, bro. I'm so glad I went to Africa, chat. I'm so glad that I decided to come here and experience it for myself.
iShowSpeed's 28-day, 20-country 2026 Africa tour challenged long-standing negative stereotypes by broadcasting the continent's vibrant culture, modern infrastructure, and warm hospitality directly to millions of viewers. His real-time, unfiltered streams showcased bustling cities, high-speed internet, and energetic, welcoming communities, actively dispelling outdated myths of poverty and danger.
iShowSpeed might be one of the most dangerous young black men on the planet right now. And not for the reason you think, but because he's dismantling centuries of propaganda about Africa in 60-second clips. You see, for generations, Western mainstream media and power structures spent billions to sell a single image of Africa. Savage, primitive, dangerous, poor. And on top of that, they've been working tirelessly to divide Africans on the continent and our family in the diaspora, made many black Americans believe they aren't welcome.
iShowSpeed has captured audience across the globe. And the young American with more than 50 million YouTube subscribers has just wrapped up a 20-country tour of Africa. But he is not only taking more fans back to America, the streamer is also getting a Ghanaian passport. 21-year-old streamer iShowSpeed's real name is Darren Watkins Jr. He has become one of the most well-known internet personalities in the world.
I want to apologize to all the people that came from Africa to America to explore their dreams. And if at any point we as African Americans made you feel some type of way, or we teased you as a kid or did not understand, it was because we were taught and we were made to believe that you guys weren't our friends. You guys were beneath us and belittled.
A 21-year-old internet sensation is taking the world by storm. Only this time, his stage is an entire continent. From massive crowds in city streets to unexpected stunts at big-ticket football events, he is not just creating content, he is in fact rewriting what it means to go viral. Fans are cheering, cameras are rolling, and millions are watching every unfiltered, unpredictable moment online in real time.
Yo, so I'm kind of confused. Like, iShowSpeed is in Africa, and like, how? Like, they have Wi-Fi. I never knew that. And like, they have cars, houses. Like, shit's crazy. I never knew that.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Seeing the iShowSpeed Africa tour, that shit is making me want to go to Africa, bro. When Speed was in Europe, they was calling him monkey. They was throwing him bananas and shit. They was saying all type of racist shit when he was in the Europe tour. He pop up in Africa and then people showing him love like...
Bro, Speed really changing the game for real. Like, I didn't know Africa was such a beautiful country. They got cars, they got water, they got Wi-Fi. Like, we was lied to. We was really lied to. The music in Africa is just so beautiful. I used to think the only song in Africa was Waka Waka by Shakira. Come to find out, they got Davido.
A powerful moment is unfolding across social media and global pop culture as a young American internet personality visits Africa for the first time, and the reaction is far bigger than entertainment. iShowSpeed's tour across parts of Africa has triggered strong emotional responses, not only from people on the continent, but also from black audiences in the Americas who are watching closely. Videos show moments of shock, joy, confusion, and even tears. For many viewers, this is not just about a streamer traveling abroad, it has become a cultural moment. The facts are simple and visible. iShowSpeed, known globally for his high-energy online presence, arrived in Africa and began interacting with local people, cities, and everyday life. Cameras followed him through streets, events, and public spaces. Crowds gathered, children laughed, music played, people welcomed him openly. The images spread fast across platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X. What stood out immediately was his reaction. He appeared surprised by what he saw. He commented on infrastructure, culture, food, and the warmth of the people. In several clips, he looked emotional. In others, he seemed genuinely shocked. These moments became viral, not because they were scripted, but because they felt raw and unfiltered. For Black audiences in the United States, the Caribbean, and parts of South America, the response was intense. Many viewers shared their own reactions online. Some said they felt proud, others said they felt sadness. Some admitted they had never seen Africa shown this way before. Tears appeared in reaction videos, live streams, and comment sections. Analysts warn that this reaction reveals something deeper than a fan response. It exposes a long-standing gap between perception and reality. For decades, Africa has often been shown to Black Americans through limited images, usually focused on poverty, conflict, or crisis. Everyday life, modern cities, creativity, humor, and normalcy were often missing from mainstream coverage. During the tour, viewers saw something different. They saw busy streets, clean neighborhoods, strong internet connections, music studios, sports culture, and young people who looked confident and expressive. They saw similarities instead of distance. That contrast hit hard for many watching from abroad. Some Black Americans expressed shock, saying they were never taught this version of Africa. Others said they felt disconnected from their roots and did not realize how much that disconnect affected them emotionally. For some, watching the tour felt like watching a door open that had always been closed. This reaction did not come from political messaging. It came from casual moments, a laugh shared with a street vendor, a child dancing, a crowd singing. These small interactions carried weight because they challenged long-held assumptions. At the same time, people across Africa reacted differently. Many expressed happiness at the attention, but also frustration. Some asked why it takes a foreign internet personality for the world to notice what has always been there. Others pointed out that Africa does not need validation to exist or to matter. This tension is important. On one hand, visibility matters. On the other, visibility controlled by outsiders can feel uncomfortable. Analysts warn that moments like this can easily slip into oversimplification, where one visit becomes a symbol for an entire continent of more than 50 countries. Still, the emotional impact cannot be ignored. For Black Americans whose history includes forced separation from Africa, moments of reconnection can be powerful. Watching someone who looks like them walk those streets, speak with local people, and feel welcomed can trigger deep feelings of loss, curiosity, and longing. This could mean a shift in how cultural bridges are formed. Instead of textbooks or official programs, digital creators are shaping how people learn about places and identities. A single live stream can reach millions in real time, without filters or formal narration. There are risks in this. Online personalities are not historians or diplomats. Their reactions are personal and sometimes uninformed. Analysts warn that viewers should not treat entertainment as complete education. Africa is complex, diverse, and varied. One tour cannot represent it fully. However, the influence is real. Search trends related to African travel, culture, and history increased during the tour. Comment sections filled with questions about visiting, learning languages, and understanding heritage. This shows curiosity turning into action, at least at the level of interest. For some Black Americans, the tour reopened difficult questions. Why was Africa always presented as distant or broken? Why did it take adulthood to see a fuller picture? Why does reconnecting feel emotional instead of normal? These questions are not new, but moments like this bring them to the surface. Within Africa, young people also reflected. Some felt proud to show their home to the world. Others worried about stereotypes being replaced with new but still shallow images. Many emphasized that Africa does not exist to surprise anyone. It simply exists. This moment also highlights the power imbalance in global storytelling. When Africa is shown through Western lenses, reactions often focus on shock, as if normal life is unexpected. Analysts warn that this framing can unintentionally reinforce old narratives, even when the intention is positive. Yet something genuine happened. Emotion cannot be easily dismissed. Tears, silence, and visible surprise suggest a confrontation with misunderstanding. That confrontation can be uncomfortable, but it can also be the beginning of learning. This could mean more visits, more exchanges, and more direct connections between Africans and the global Black diaspora. Travel, collaboration, and digital dialogue could increase. It could also mean more pressure on media platforms to show Africa in fuller, more balanced ways. At the same time, expectations must be managed. Africa is not a single emotional experience. It is many places, many realities, many challenges, and many successes. Analysts warn against turning it into a symbol rather than respecting it as a living, evolving continent. The tour has ended, but the conversation continues. Clips are still circulating. Reactions are still being posted. Some viewers say they want to visit. Others say they want to learn history that was never taught. Some simply say they are still processing what they felt. In the end, this moment is not really about a streamer. It is about visibility, identity, and perception. It is about what happens when long-held images are disrupted by direct human contact, even through a screen. The emotional shock felt by many Black Americans watching this tour reveals how powerful representation can be and how damaging absence can feel. It also raises important questions about who gets to tell stories and how those stories shape self-understanding. So as the videos fade from trending lists and the internet moves on to the next topic, one question remains for viewers everywhere. If a single visit can spark this much emotion and reflection, what other truths might still be hidden simply because they have not been shown clearly enough?